guess I'm gonna try to make this quick because I'm about to go to the mall to return a shirt. Anyway, so yesterday I saw a name, Cyrl, and I realized I really wanted it as my name. And my name's Alexander, but I always liked the name Alex and Alexander, and even before I knew I was trans, I always liked the name. So when I was coming up with names, I never actually came up with names. It was just like, oh, Alexander. And I'll go by Alex, and it's kind of gender neutral. And I was still like questioning my gender, and I was like, I don't know if I want like a male name or like a presumably really masculine name. So I went by Alexander, and then I could short form it to Alex. And I've just been used to that, and I really like the name Alexander, and I like the name Alex. But I saw Cyrl yesterday, spelled C-Y. The way I saw it, it wasn't spelled C-Y-R-L. C-Y-R-L. It was C-Y-R-I-L. But anyway, I saw it and I was like, I need that. Like, I don't know. I just had such a strong reaction to that name. And I've heard the name Cyrl before, but when I saw it, it was just like, yes. On social media, I've slowly started asking people to start calling me Cyrl so I can get like a feel for it. But the thing is, I don't know, like I saw the name and I've just been calling myself Cyrl in my head, and it's just like clicking. Like when I started trying to call myself Alex, it was sort of like, Alex, like, yeah, I can see that. Like it works. Even after I started slowly going by Alex and I was like looking up different names, I just kept with A names because A was like the first letter of my birth name and stuff. But the Cyrl, it's just, I don't know. It just struck me. It's so, yes. It was just like a feeling, and like I want to keep Alexander as like my middle name. So it would be Cyrl Alexander and then my last name, keeping one of my middle names as my original middle names because it was like both of my grandmother's names on my father's side and my mother's side. It was their name, and so that was my middle name given to me, and it means a lot because I had a really close relationship with my grandmother on my father's side. My mother's parents died when she was a lot younger, so I didn't get a chance to know them, and it's like an older name. I don't know, I just really like Cyrl, and keeping Alexander as my middle name, people can still call me Alex or whatever, and it'd still be my name. And with a lot of the people in my family, they have their name, like their legal name or whatever, but then they have either nicknames or names that the family gave them that has nothing to do with a middle name or anything, and people just call them that. So I guess that's just sort of the situation that I'll be in, where it's like people call me Alex or Alexander, but my name is Cyrl, and like people who already know me as Alex, can keep calling me Alex, and that's fine. But for new people, I think I'm just gonna start introducing myself as Cyrl. I don't know if this is like really rash, and normally I'd like to say I don't make rash decisions, but I do, depending on like my mood, and if I'm like in a really bad mood and stuff, or I'm feeling really depressed, and then I do make rash decisions. But when I'm in a good place of like calm and feeling level, I don't make rash decisions. Those are the times when I'm usually overthinking things and my brain is going like a mile a minute or something, and then being very indecisive about things is usually my default. But I just really love the name Cyrl, and I haven't sent in any of my name change papers, and I'm thinking of just putting Cyrl Alexander and having it legally done. Sending in the paperwork won't be for like another month from now, so I've got like a month of time to be like, all right, call me Cyrl, and seeing how it feels. But just saying it just sounds normal to me. I just love it so much. And I spoke to my aunt today. She's like 70, but we have like a super close like mother-child bond. Like I spent a large chunk of my childhood like growing up with her and her sisters and my other aunt. Anyway, so I was talking to her and I'm like, is there anyone in the family named Cyrl? And she's like, oh yeah, great your great grandfather's brother's son, so who would be my like third cousin, because it was my grandmother's dad's brother, son. So for my grandmother, it would have been her cousin. So my dad's second cousin and my third cousin, but he's dead now because he was born in like either like 1910 or like 1890 something. Anyway, when I was going through like my list of names and I was looking into like my family's names, because like my great uncle made like a genealogy chart, like a family tree of all these names and all these people who were born and their, you know, children and cousins. And I was looking for A names, and there's only like 3 A names in my family, and it's like Arlie, Algernon, or there's another A name, but I can't remember it. Either way, I didn't really want them because Arlie's my dad's name, and I just didn't want my dad's name to be my name. Like, I really want to keep it like in the family. And it was really cool that my aunt was like, yeah, you have, like, there is a Cyrl in the family. Well, was a Cyrl. Yeah, I'm like, that's a sign. I'm like, having Cyrl, I'm like, it's a family name, and I always wanted to have a family name, and now I do. And I was talking to my aunt, and she's like, why not just keep Alexander? It's such a strong name. And she's like, Cyrl's such an old person's name. And she's like old, like centuries old name. And I'm like, I know, but I love it. And she's like, you're so weird. And I'm like, I know. Anyway, I'm like, I'd still keep Alex as my middle name, so you can still call me Alex. It's fine. And anyway, she calls me Al anyway, which she'd been calling me since I was a baby, Al. And only she's allowed to call me that. Just not because I don't like the name Al, but just because I like having things to specific people, just having like an inside thing between people. I don't know. So it's her thing. And she's like, ugh, why do you want to have all these old things? And I'm like, because I'm nostalgic and I'm sentimental and all that jazz. My name's Cyrl now. Cyrl Alexander. Yeah, I just really love it. Cyrl. I'm Cyrl. It just, you know, you just have a name and it's just so good. Like, that's how I feel right now. I gotta go before the mall closes, so I'll upload this eventually. But yeah, see ya.